Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is now Tamoji TV, and the person behind the camera, that is Cameramani Abel Kipto pale YouTube channel. Na tuko hapa na political analyst, a very scientific political analyst. Tuko na yeye hapa. Nadhani last time tumekuwa na wewe, si ndio?
Yeah, we were here last time. I don't know. It was past, you know, after Gen Z protest.
Yeah. I think we analyze about Gen Z protest, and today we are here now to analyze everything from grassroots to national government. Sasa sijui tuanze na Migori. I think you are from Migori.
Yes, I do.
Na Migori bana, nasikia kuna mambo mingi, changamoto sana, mambo Chilo, Mboga Yako na Nyamita. Who is who 2027 according to your analytics?
You know, as much as I come from Migori, I am not that particular person who is obviously mostly interested into grassroots politics, like the county politics.
Yes.
But I have to tell you that my view, according to what has been happening in Migori.
Yeah, your view.
Nyamita is just a new person who has come into politics. But if you see Chilo has been fighting with everybody who wants to give him competition in politics. Talk about Otina Nyango when the former Lirongo constituency, it was still one combined with the Wendo constituency as a whole. You can see the type of rivalry that was there and the type of thugs who are working close to Chila Yako. So I think in as much as Nyamita is trying to bring something new in the county, he should play safe because the person is dealing with is too dangerous. But also again, we have to say that our country need a better leadership. So in any case, Nyamita can bring something that is different from what Chilo and everyone else have been doing. Then he should bring it back home. Yeah, because after all, you know, Nyamita was pro-UDA.
Yes.
You can see right now that the ODM is in UDA. Now they can start and fight everybody that you know that was formerly in UDA, not knowing that this party they came after some people had joined it, and they were there and they were facing criticism from the same leaders who are now in the same party.
Well, yeah. Mbona umesema ati deal na very dangerous person?
Ochilo is a dangerous person. If you do not know him, then you go ask. I know a few individuals who you can ask who Chilo is. One of them, go and ask anybody who comes around Otina Nyango's place. He will tell you how Chilo is.
I remember 207. 207 or what? 207.
Yeah, Chilo has been doing it daily, not even the post-election violence. He's been doing it. So, in any case, you want to a leader who can take it by any chance, then you have to look for Chilo Mboga Yako. That's why they are next to Raila Odinga, because Raila loves people who can fight to death.
But do you think Chilo Mboga Yako is close to that is President William Ruto?
That is
regardless of the broad-based government.
But it is what it is there. Nyamita was close to William Ruto before the broad-based government. Right now they are being distanced from the president. They are forced to distance themselves from the president by the opposition parties, which is not right. This person had fought for this government, and now you want to take him out of the government just because of the broad-based, which broad-based is not even working. So I think it's a little bit unfair. And also we have to say that when someone wants something from the county, let him have it. Let him fight for it. Don't buy him by bringing so many issues here and there. You know, there's no need to fight. There's no need to kill our people. There's no need to ban motorcycles everywhere. Yeah, those motorcycles, some of them have been loaned by our own residents who are trying to make the ends meet. So kindly, let's not involve our disparate residents in a politics of dirty games.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when President William Ruto came to Migori, if you look at the movement, yani it was too much to Honorable Walter Owino compared to that is Ochilo Mboga Yako. Do you think they have personal relationship?
In politics, anything is possible.
Yes.
There's nothing that is impossible when it comes to politics.
Yes.
So I cannot say that Walter is, is distancing himself from. Remember, there was a propagation early, I don't know, last year, that there are some MPs from the ODM that were aligning with William Ruto. And Walter was amongst them. You can remember he didn't even attend the parliamentary meeting that time.
Yes.
So if there is anything that is being propagated between them, then I think it might or might not be true, but I guess it can be right because anything can happen.
Now what is your take about the broad-based government? Basically in Luo Nyanza, does it bring any impact to Luo Nyanza, or since Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga joined President William Ruto?
You know, brother, let me tell you something.
Yes.
When I speak to you in a neutral ground.
Yes.
You've said I come from Migori.
Yes.
You've said a lot of things.
Yes.
But I still have to keep it very clear to you.
Yes.
That broad-based government has not helped Kenya. Actually, it has killed the country.
Yes.
It is killing the country, and just like our governor for Siaya County said before this government came into regime, that the government, that the government kills his own people. The government eats his own people. This is now the government that is eating his own people. It is taking them one by one by one. Remember that this broad-based government, after it came into action, there was high increase in abductions, killings everywhere, and now there was even some sort of leadership wrangles. There is no opposition. Who do you want to direct our country? Yes, we have to agree that the parliament has the role to oppose the government, but the parliament, who is the majority in the parliament? It is the government, and the opposition are also there. Now the opposition have taken the part. The government have also joined the opposition. The opposition have also joined the government. Now there is no opposition after all. You talk about people like Kalonzo Musyoka. They can't help this country.
But
with opposition.
said he did not join the government to betray his people.
You know, sometimes you don't have to hear what Raila says. You can see what Raila does. Huh? Yeah. you don't have to wait for what Raila says. You can see by your eyes. You're someone who is not blind. You're someone who is educated. You know, sometimes even if you give reports, give valid reports that you see, you know, this country is going in a wrong way. And what we have to do this and this and this. And one of them right now is try and strategize on how we are going to give this country a direction when it comes to next election.
So for your information, Sai, we should not trust Raila Amolo Odinga.
Why do you trust him? Have you ever trusted him?
Since 2002.
And if you have ever trusted him, what has he done?
Nothing.
People have fought for this country. Yes. There has been freedom fighters from 1950s, 1930s. They have been there. Do we remember them?
Yeah, no.
During the Labor Day, did you hear anybody being remembered?
No.
But why? Because they had fought for that time and they had brought that prestigious country to us. Now, once Raila fought for democracy, is it democratic in ODM? You want to tell me that in ODM you can get a ticket for running if you don't have money?
Hey, you have to get money first.
You have to get money.
When you go for the ticket.
Now, where is democracy was fighting for? He is fighting for devolution. Where is that devolution taking us? When you are fighting for devolution, you are in government. The CS for Treasury is your party member, and he was once a chairman for ODM. Now he doesn't know even how to distribute funds to the counties. He's being driven by the government. You have to take this one, and this one. You know, sometimes we have to say that being in opposition for Raila Odinga is better than being in government for Raila Odinga. Because if in his opposition, anything he wants will happen. But if he's in government, then he's silent and is supporting psychophancy. And that is what we do not want as a country. We want a country that is self-driven, a country that knows where we are going to. Yeah, because even this time, we are badly off. We are really badly off as a country. Yeah.
But now Gachagua is now trying to reveal some of the secrets there at the State House. He said when he was at Obina's show that that is Bomas of Kenya has been sailed or something like that to a certain to a certain country just for 99 years. Do you think what Gachagua now revealing is the truth, or it is just a political weapon?
Who was Gachagua? first?
He was a deputy president.
Deputy president.
Yes.
He was supporting the same government. You remember these things, a contract, you cannot sign a contract within 1 day or 2 days or 3 months. A contract to buy Bomas of Kenya is not an easy contract. So when these things that this guy is revealing right now, some of them are not true. No, some of them are true, but I can say that all of them, he was actively involved in structuring such deals within the government. So it's just that he has been denied the larger share. He is out of government right now. So the only thing he can do is to criticize. And I think that's not going to change the fact that Gachagua was also in the same government. I have to tell you, if right now you want to choose a leader, can you choose the leader out of the government? Choose a leader who will transform this country. Choose a leader who understands where we came from, not a leader who understands where he is. Remember, right now, according to the GDP of this country, this year, financial year, it says that minimum amount that every Kenyan can have right now, if the resources were to be shared equally to everyone, is 300,000. Can you imagine? Right now you are 300,000 rich, but how many shillings do you have in you right now? Not more than 50 bob.
But do you think,
is it true?
Do you think Gachagua's smell a rat 2027? Because he said very well that in any case, IBC tried to tamper with the elections. Then even 2027 will just be like a Christian meetings.
The only people who can stage unmatched demonstration in Kenya, one is Raila Odinga, second one is William Ruto. Right now the mountain has nobody. The mountain has nobody, not unless you want to mobilize Mungiki. Yeah, Mungiki, you know, you pay them and they do what they have to do. But if we talk about...
But by then they were mobilized in 2007.
Yes, it was a mobilization from the failing government then, the Kibaki's government, to tamper with the riots that was happening within the country.
Not the team who went to Hague.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, it was Kibaki's government. Yes. But right then, you remember, remember there was that time there was Uhuru and there was Ruto and the other Kipsang and so on. Yeah, but the people who through those who went to Hague, it was the government of that time plus the opposition of that time.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So amazing. Tunaendelea tu pole pole. Na by the way, sahi kuna hii squad. They are trying to fight for the current regime, and possibly maybe they will take over. And the squad is among the Matiang'i, Kebaso, Gachagua, Kalonzo, and who is this? Who is this now? Kalonzo, even Babu.
Martha Karua.
Babu, Martha Karua.
You can call all of them.
What's your take? What can you say about them?
I don't know.
Basically, Matiang'i. Do you think Matiang'i can win presidential election 2027?
Anything is possible in Kenya.
Yes.
Yes, I can tell you anything is possible, but they are predictable.
Regardless of the requirements.
I predicted that William Ruto will be the president of Kenya come 2022, and it happened. So when I tell you right now, more preferably, put a poll, put Matiang'i and put Ruto. Then you tell who is going to be the president. It will come out to be Matiang'i, obviously, because of the Gen Z's protest that happened last year. Now, the same time, stage a political rally. Take one for Matiang'i, take to Kasarani, and another one for Ruto. Take it to Uhuru Park. Tell me, where will people be many? Where will people be many? It is Ruto. Why? Because he has that power to mobilize people. Matiang'i, he will have just some few individuals, maybe from Kisii and Kikuyu, because now that is where he is currently getting a political base. Another thing that I have to tell you, this country has a history. And the issue is that there's no political party which has ever reigned with two different people. It once happened and it has never happened again. It was once KANU. KANU is the only party in Kenya that gave two political leaders as presidents, the Kenyatta and Moi. And if you can see that trend, it was due to Kenyatta's death that Moi took over. Now you can't come to Kenya and tell us that you are having a Jubilee party, you have been nominated by the former president, and you want to take the leadership. You have to give us the basis of your leadership and the manifesto. Different from the one that had failed Kenyans before, like the Jubilee party. The Jubilee party failed Kenyans, and that's why it lost power immediately. It came out of office. Yeah.
What about Salasia? Salasia is also trying, and the other time he was in Isiolo.
What is he trying to do?
See, I think it is just a campaign. No?
Which campaign?
For presidential campaign.
Is he going to be an NP?
No, but he has announced and denounced that he is going to vie.
He's going to vie for member of parliament.
No, not member of parliament, president.
I'm telling you this because I know what I'm talking about. There are some jokers in Kenya.
So they are among the jokers.
No, he's not a joker.
Yes.
But as you can see, the reality is Farasi Nimbiri.
Yes.
Right now there is political realignment. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. This one is moving from this party going to the other party. Krebasi is in ODM, is in these ones. I don't know, Makuure, I don't know who. But
Kebaso.
No, yeah, you have to realize that right now it is about political alignment and realignment. People are trying to find where they best fit. You can see even Babu Owino is right now is not in ODM fully. He's trying to support the opposition party. Doesn't mean that he's in the opposition. Raila is now in the government. Doesn't mean that he will be there forever. Or do you want to tell me Raila will not buy during the 2027 general election?
I don't think.
He will.
Raila.
Mark my words.
Raila will be in the ballot again.
He has always announced it. He has always announced it. And if you want to know this is true, can you check the movement of the SG? Edwin Sifuna.
Ebu kidogo. Raila bado anaenda kuvai for president.
I'm telling you the fact. We are on the video right now. Let's come 2027, you will see. Raila will be in the
I've never heard.
What did Sifuna say? I will only support UDA when they support Baba during the 2027 regional elections. He said it in Migori last week or this week, I don't know. So if you still think that Baba is out of politics, it's just eating from the dish that is already served. But the one that is still cooking is still there waiting with a whole empty plate. But
when Babu Owino went to that is Ongondo's burial, he said that even him, he can just be a president. Do you think he can be a president if Baba is still going to vie?
There's still no time for Babu Owino to vie as a president. I could advise him as someone who has studied some sort of analysis in our. You can see even the Kalenjin community, they just endorsed one person, and that is William Ruto. There's nobody who's trying to oppose him. That is the same thing that is happening in the almost all Nilotic communities. We always have one leader. So that's why I would still, even if he's opposing what is happening in the ODM party right now, because he has always been a staunch member of ODM, but he has not benefited from it the way others have been benefiting from it. So what I want to say is that it is still early for Babu Owino to vie as a president. He can try, I don't know, but it's still early.
But you could advise him?
I could advise him to just wait for Baba to resign, and then after his resignation, now that rivalry, when we will start to find the best candidate for the Luo Nyanza, then maybe he can come out and try to campaign.
What about the governor? Can he vie for gubernatorial?
He can. Gubernatorial seat, I think he can. He's fit for the governor. We have seen him. He was the best MP actually. He was the best performing MP of all the MPs in Kenya. So I can say that he's best fit for the governor. He can run for that office. But still, without the support of that party leader, he will have to struggle a little bit.
Kebaso, other people saying, and Kebasa is just a content creator, but right now he's vying for presidency and he has announced. What can you say about Kebasa?
Nilisema farasi ni mbili. Hao wengine wote ni punda. Sasa so even in a contest, even in an athletic context, there are those people who are called pesetas. So those are one of the pesetas that are around. Once they, and I told you, if you want to know the two main competitors, organize for a rally, one for Ruto, one even for Kebasa if you choose Kebasa too. Then tell the people that the Kebasa is in Nakuru stadium and Ruto is in Nyayo stadium. Then you see where people will be many. And you will even see the trending. It will be obviously Ruto. So let's not mix things. Yeah? There are people who are there to help the country move.
But sahi unajua Gachagua pia kona ground. Sahi Gachagua kona ground sana.
Which ground?
Sahi Gachagua kona ground.
I don't deny. I'm not denied.
So suppose they can be in a ballot with President William Ruto right now. With this current situation in Kenya. Who do you think can win?
I don't know how many times to repeat this, but William Ruto right now has no opposition in Kenya, so long as Raila is in government. The only person who can try and move William Ruto is Raila Odinga. The rest, and even you can hear what Gachagua is saying, he's always sympathizing, he's always compromising. He's asking the ODM to join hands with him so that he can support Raila and be the next leader. So there's still political alignment at the alignment. We don't know what will happen, but we hopefully, or maybe we do not know really. The Gachagua might be in support because he has said it a number of times that he will be
support. Naona kuna wenye wanamsupport like Kalonzo, Martha Karua. So watu ukiwaona si ni kama akona ground. Because they see wameshika places tofauti.
What I'm telling you is this. Gachagua has not moved on. Is still having some trauma from what happened last year. And so he has not made a nice move. If I were him, I would have lived something like a year to pass so that I can give a concurrent decision to myself and my party members.
Wow.
So what we have to do right now is, if I were close to him, I will tell him to try and be silent for a while as we wait for what can happen next.
But be silent
because
we only remain with the 1.5 year, then election.
When did Uhuru and Ruto start campaigning? When they were to become presidents in 2013?
But just walikuwa na ground before.
They didn't have any ground. I can tell you the first time.
By the Uhuru Kenyatta came from nowhere.
The first time, yes, he was from a family. He was then the cabinet minister of finance during the Kibaki's era. But I can tell you, without fear of contradiction, that those guys started campaign with around a group of people in a marketplace, and it was growing day by day as they moved on. So I have to tell you that politics is not about the number of days that you campaign. It's the number of, is how are you going to clinch that power from wherever it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now to the trending. Hey, Freemasons. Ni kama rent ni ama ni tax. Wamekosa kulipa tax pale na serikali alitoa onyo kali watoke kwa hiyo nyumba. What is your take about Freemasons?
When the government is broke, it can do anything. How long have they stayed without giving that rent? And how many people have been in power? So when the government is broke, they can do anything. Remember, right now we are facing a very financial risk because we have rent, we have loans that are unattended. We have so many things that we have to do. And the leaders themselves, they are also struggling for this small amount that we are remaining with. So when the county government of Nairobi decide to do such a thing, they know what they are doing. Sakaja is in power, he needs money. He is also being pressured by the government. Why are you not giving us such a section of money every day?
But do you think it is possible? Because Freemason is just like the source of money. Do you think it is possible that they can ati kulipa tax inaweza washinda, ama this is just something between the government and this organization?
You know, even money printing is being regulated by a body in the world system. You cannot just print money. If you print it anyway, then you will face the value of you will lose the value of that money. So even then they can face financial crisis, by the way, if you do not know. They can, because they just print the money that is in accordance with the regulation of the body. And sometimes they do not have even direct access to that cash.
But do you think Freemason, they normally print their own money?
No, they
based on the regulations.
They don't print their own money. It is a government money.
Yeah.
That's why it has emblem of the government officials. Some from the Moise era, right now the Uru's era. You can see the images there, and you know. So it is the government's money. That's why I'm telling you, it is like you can be building this house, but it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to someone else. So sometimes you can be building this house, but you don't know how to pay your rent. Well, what would you do? If you're not paid, then you'll face a debt crisis. Yeah.
Well, I can see my cameraman is telling me that time is now running so bad. Anyway, we shall get back to you. I'm Jackton, and my political scientist. You can just introduce your name.
Okay, my name is Kevin Miaga.
Yes.
I'm a graduate of political science.
Yes.
Currently still doing some sort of political analysis here and there.
Yes.
Not yet employed, but would wish to be one day.
Wow,
but
so
what I have to say is that our country needs a more stable-minded people, so that it can be run well. And this starts from our leaders, and it runs down to the civil servants, and even to the residents who are not yet employed. We have to take it serious that whatever we say during our manifesto, then it comes to actions when it now comes to service delivery to the people. So let us try and synthesize this. Let us try to be people who understand what a government is, and let us oppose when it is right, and propose when it is right.
Yes. But since you've overseas and you've seen, suppose this is now fun behind the scene. Suppose you could be the president. What the first thing you could do for this nation?
I will first relinquish all offices and tell them, please, it is time now to bring the edible mines. That is what I will do. Because even you can see, the CSS there that are now in the government, they are served before. What are they doing here? Because they didn't deliver. That's why they were pushed away. You can see the PAs that now the president is saying that he has. Most of them were rejects of the Finance Bill 2024. Why are they here? So the first thing I will do is to clean my office. Everything, pack and go, and then I start afresh with youth like you who have edible minds, can do something better. That's what I can do.
Well, sasa watu warudi nyumbani. Thank you very much. This was just Tamo GTV. We are taking a short commercial break. We will be back soon. Thank you and have a nice moment.